Hey, I was just reading something really interesting. It seems like the government is looking for a new SEBI chief.
Oh, really? That's pretty big news. I mean, SEBI is such an important regulator for the Indian markets.
Yeah, it definitely is. The article I read mentioned that the current chairperson's term is ending soon, February 28th to be exact.
Right. So it's time for a change at the top, or they might reappoint, who knows?
Well, they've put out an open call for applications. It looks like they're looking for someone with a lot of experience. I mean, they want at least 25 years of professional experience.
Wow, 25 years, that's a serious commitment. They definitely want someone who knows the ins and outs of the financial world.
Yeah, and the person needs to have high integrity, eminence, and reputation. It seems pretty specific, right?
Absolutely, that's crucial considering the kind of power and responsibility the SEBI chief has. It's got to be someone above reproach.
I was also surprised at the salary. It seems like it's equivalent to a secretary to the government of India, about 5,62,500 rupees per month, without a house or car included.
That's actually quite a substantial amount, but I guess it reflects the gravity of the role. It's a serious job with serious implications for the Indian economy.
So the application deadline is February 17th. It doesn't seem like that gives people too long to apply.
No, it's a tight timeline. They're probably trying to ensure a smooth transition to the new leadership.
Another interesting thing is that the appointment is for a maximum of 5 years or until the age of 65, whichever comes first.
Right, that's a pretty standard term for these kinds of positions. They want someone who can stay on long enough to see their strategies through.
The advertisement also mentioned that the candidate should not have any financial interests that might affect their role as chairman. That's fair, right?
Absolutely, it's all about avoiding conflicts of interest. It's important for maintaining the trust of the investors.
I wonder what kind of person do you think would be the perfect fit for this job? Like, what qualities would they need?
Well, aside from experience, I think someone with really strong analytical skills, the ability to make tough calls, and a deep understanding of the securities market is key.
So it's not just about having the technical knowledge, right? But also someone with the right kind of temperament.
Exactly, someone who is level headed and can remain calm under pressure because the markets can be very volatile.
It's interesting that this is happening now, considering the controversies that the current SEBI chief has faced with the Adani Group.
Yeah, I mean, it was big news, the whole conflict of interest claims, all the investigation stuff.
It seems like it's a crucial time for SEBI, with all these new challenges in the market.
Yeah, the new chief will really need to hit the ground running. It's not going to be easy.
It's almost like trying to navigate a ship through a storm. It requires a very skilled captain.
That's a good way to put it. They'll need a good strategy and a steady hand to guide things forward.
I guess it's also important to remember that we as observers can only speculate on what they should do.
You're right. The job involves a lot of behind the scenes complexity, and many variables to consider.
It's also interesting how much the world has changed even just in the last few years in terms of financial markets.
Yes, technology and the speed of information changes things constantly, making it hard to make long term predictions.
I guess that's why the regulatory framework needs to keep evolving as well.
Definitely, it needs to be agile and adaptable. It has to keep up with the times, or it could become outdated quickly.
It makes you wonder how they'll handle the increasing role of things like AI in trading, or all the different crypto assets.
Exactly. The landscape is just so much more complex now with so many different factors at play.
It seems like they need someone with a really solid grasp of economics, finance, and law.
Yes, those would be the key areas of expertise, and ideally, someone who can merge those different backgrounds effectively.
It also mentioned that they are looking for someone with special knowledge in dealing with securities market issues, which is crucial for success in the role.
Right. It's not just about general knowledge. It's about understanding the nuances of how the market operates.
It also said that the government will appoint the SEBI chairperson on the recommendation of the Financial Sector Regulatory Appointments Search Committee.
Oh, that's right. So there's a whole committee in charge of vetting the candidates and making recommendations.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the committee is also free to recommend someone who hasn't applied. based on merit, right?
That's pretty cool. It means they're open to finding the very best person, even if they didn't initially apply.
Well, this definitely is something to watch closely. The appointment of a new SEBI chief could have a pretty big impact.
Absolutely, their decisions could shape the future of the Indian financial markets.
Right. And that's something that impacts all of us, whether we're active investors or not.
It does. And that's why it's so important that the person in charge is competent, fair, and transparent.
So basically, it's like the captain of the ship, making sure everything stays afloat in the financial seas.
Exactly. A good captain can make all the difference, especially in turbulent waters, and they've got a lot to navigate.
Well, I'm definitely curious to see who they end up choosing. So let's keep an eye on the news.
Absolutely. This will be an important story to follow, and we'll keep you all updated on future developments. And if you are enjoying this conversation, please hit that like button, share this episode, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more engaging content.
Before we go, one last thing that's important to mention for our listeners, especially when we're talking about investments. Disclaimer: we advise investors to check with certified experts before taking any investment decisions.
Yes, that's a really important point. Always do your due diligence and consult a professional before making any financial moves. So, with that said, we will see you all in the next episode.